What's up, guys? It's Benja 101, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite decks, the, what is it? The Zimone Mystery Unraveler deck. If I can get it out. Now, this is one of my favorite decks that I have, and yes, it is a pre-con, but I love it so much. These are all the tokens, and I have just this as an extra. These are all the tokens, and let's talk about the commander, right? Zimone Mystery Unraveler is literally a commander about landfall. All it does, you basically draw a card each turn, you play a land, and if Zimone is out, you can manifest Dread, which means you take the top two cards of your library, you look at them, and you put one of them face down on the battlefield and the other in your graveyard. That's all it is. I love it so much because it has cards like, let me find it. It has cards like Multani Yavimaya Avatar. It has cards like World Spine Worm. Let's see here. Eric's Mythes, The Slumbering Isle. It has, let's see here, Kian Corrupted Memory. Shigekai Jukai Visionary that you can use over and over again. Ashaya Soul of the Wild. There's Kefnet the Mindful. And just stuff like that. That is really annoying if played multiple times. So, now that I've introduced all these cards, let's see what they can do. Kefnet the Mindful. It's a 5/5 flying indestructible, and Kefnet the Mindful, sadly, unfortunately, cannot attack or block unless you have 7 or more cards in your hand. But if you pay 3 and a blue, you can draw a card. Then you may return a land you control to its owner's hand. This is really good if you need to get more than 7 cards in your hand, just to have a 5/5 that can attack and block on the field. We have Ashaya, Soul of the Wild, and its power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control, but a plus side to that, non-token creatures you control are forest lands in addition to their other types, which means the more creatures you have, the more mana you have, which means the bigger Ashaya is. Shigekai Jukai Visionary. It's a 1/3. You tap 1 and a green and tap, return Shigekai Jukai Visionary to your hand. You reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest into your graveyard. Yeah, and then you can tap 2 X's and 2 green and discard Shigekai. Return X target non-legendary cards from your graveyard to your hand. Just get stuff back out of your graveyard. Kian Corrupted Memory. It's a 2/2. As long as Kian's power is even, you may cast non-creature spells as though they had flash. And as long as Kian's power is odd, you may cast creature spells as though they had flash. Honestly, pretty straightforward. And whenever you draw a card, you put a +1/+1 counter on Kian. So it's constantly changing as long as Kian doesn't, die. Eric's Mythes, Slumbering Isle. Enters the battlefield, enters tapped with 5 slumber counters on it. As long as Eric's Mythes has a slumber counter on it, it's a land, not a creature, so it cannot be destroyed by destroy target creature spells, but it can be destroyed by destroy target land spells. Whenever you cast a spell, you may remove a Slumber Counter from Eric Smithies, and when you tap him, you add a green and a blue. He's a 12/12, which makes him ridiculous, and he only costs 4 mana, so it's pretty amazing. World Spine Worm costs 11 mana, pretty straightforward. It's a 15/15 trample. When it dies, create 3 5/5 green worm creature tokens with trample, and when World Spine Worm is put into a graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it into its owner's library. Honestly, you just get it going over and over and over again. That's all you do. And then Multani Yavamaya's Avatar. It's a 0/0 reach trample. And it gets +1/+1 for each land you control and each land card in your graveyard. So, you tap 1 and a green to return 2 lands you control to their owner's hand, and return Multani from your graveyard to your hand. All of these cards in this deck go amazing with each other. I love playing this deck. Honestly, recommend. Thanks for watching, guys.